Okay, I got everything reset up in here, and just a quick review of what we did before. Remember, the exhaust fan was not working. The light attached to the exhaust fan was not working. We already pulled out these 3 switches. We determined that all of these 3 switches were still working, so that one of these switches or 2 of these switches were not bad, causing that to go and not work. We took that down, we checked everything, and when I left, I knew I still needed to go back up to the attic a couple weeks later, and here I am a couple weeks later. And so before I left, yes, I cleaned everything up, and I actually put that back up there so she didn't have a hole that she had to look at and worry about and all that kind of stuff. I had everything cleaned up. Now, before I'm starting again, I've taken the little floor mats and stuff, put that upside down, put that upside down. Got everything out of the way, took her nice little things up here, put them up in there, okay, so that they didn't get messed up for later. And just kind of get everything sort of ready, okay? Now I'm ready for the next step. What is the next step, by the way? Well, if you've been watching me, you know what the next step is. The next step is I've got to take this back down, and I'm just gonna set the tripod here, get this raised up. I'm in that little bathroom, and so see, now I've got to pull this apart again, because eventually I'm gonna have to have this out, and possibly I might have to go to the store and get a new one of these if I can't figure out what's going on up there. Remember how we pulled this out? Some can pull down, some's got screws. This one, I have to pull the light, little plastic light thing out of here. And there. It's on little clips on the side. And then I've got to pull the light bulb out. This happens to be a compact fluorescent bulb, and there's a little nut up here that I've got to take out, loosen up, and not all come out this way, but this one just happens to come out this way. Okay, and I left this unplugged and stuff. Okay, so now I'm just kind of getting reset up here, because I have a feeling if I can't fix this, I'll have to measure that exhaust fan, go to the store, get a new one, all that kind of good stuff. But hey, first things first, we still want to check this whole thing out and see if in fact we have to replace it. Have I worked on this fan before this time on this whole entire project? No. And it's okay if you haven't. See, I'm doing that. I should actually have my gloves on. Oh, that's right, I've got a screw. This whole thing, there's a screw. There's a screw over here that's attached to the floor joist here, the truss, and it wasn't screwed in all the way, and so I've got to take that out so I can pull this down. And it's on little nibs. Okay. So chances are, like I say, gotta take that down. Even if I can get it fixed, I still will want to clean this out. Lots of times this gets all full of lint, and then it starts making the motor hum, and because it's stuck in gear. And I just read somewhere where somebody's house burned down, and it was because they had a ceiling fan, exhaust fan like this, the motor seized up because it was all clogged up with stuff, and it caused the motor to get hot, and then something happened and a spark happened, and the thing caused the fire up in the attic and all that good stuff. It was not a good scene. Yeah, whoever installed this, I can see their whole housing goes up at an angle, but that didn't stop them from doing anything. I'm just going to take some quick measurements in case I have to replace this 8.5 by 8.5. Because if I do, then hopefully maybe I can get one at the store that's the very same. Because I'd hate to go to the store and get a smaller one and then have the trim not fit or something like that. Okay, if you get one slightly bigger, that's okay. You can then cut the sheetrock out and all that kind of stuff, and that. Okay, so I'm not going to really look at that much anymore. Okay, I'm going to get all set up to get going in the attic. And in case you were wondering, did you watch the other videos I did? I hope you did. If you didn't, I checked this fan just by doing this, because I thought initially the fan was seized up, and if the fan's seized up, you can always take this apart and take the motor out and take it to the store. Maybe you can get it at the same motor, undo it and put it back on. It's kind of tricky to do, and sometimes they have this whole housing like this. Take this one to the store and you might be able to get one exactly the same, and then you just buy it and come back home and put it in. See? I know the fan works. Isn't that something? It's like, how on earth, why on earth is this whole thing not working up there? Okay, and even the light. I first I thought this compact fluorescent light was out, and I was gonna say, oh, I was just gonna get another light. Okay, here's the little cord, and hey, if you've watched this before, just humor me. Okay, see there? We know the light works, don't we? And that's a compact fluorescent, and every time one of those, you turn it on, it has to flicker before it goes on. People hate that nowadays. And just for that matter, depending what I find, I might get a new fan and get an LED one, and then it shouldn't do all that. Okay, so now I'm ready to get set up in the attic. Once I get set up in the attic, I'll show you around up there. Don't